You ever walk into a room where you can just feel something's about to happen, something that nobody's ready for? That's how it was the morning Lily Morgan, all of 7 years old, blind since before she could even spell her own name, stepped into that echoey courthouse with nothing but her white cane, trembling fingers, and a kind of quiet courage most grown folks wouldn't recognize if it sat next to them on the bus. The judge barely finished asking, "Do you understand what it means to tell the truth?" before Lily, chin up but lip quivering, whispered, "Yes, sir. It means I say what happened, even if it hurts." There's something about the way a kid says that it just drops heavy right to the bottom of your gut. You know what I mean? But nobody in that room, not the stern-faced lawyers or the fidgety jury, had any idea the real truth was about to trot on 4 paws and turn everything upside down. See, Lily lost her sight when she was just a toddler, some rare autoimmune thing. Out of nowhere, took away the colors, the shapes, the world as most of us know it before she even learned to ride a bike. But where her world went dark, her instincts got sharper. She picked up on moods, voices, the way folks held their breath around her, maybe even the hope hiding behind their words. And none of those things meant as much to her as her bond with Scout. Now, I know everybody says their dog's the best, but Scout, big, golden, steady as a heartbeat, was Lily's eyes, her protector, and really, her only family after her mom passed. Scout knew the city blocks by heart. He knew which curb was too high, which street too noisy, and when Lily's small hand reached for his back, you could almost see him straighten up like, "I got you, kid." But life's funny in the meanest ways. After her mom's funeral, Lily ended up living with her Uncle Richard, this sharp-dressed, always smiling man with a house so spotless it felt like a hotel. To the world, Richard was the kind of guardian any kid would be lucky to have: steady income, clean background, never late to a meeting. But Scout, bless him, never bought it. First day in that house, Richard bent down to say hi, and Scout's hackles went up, this low growl rumbling out. So quiet most people might have missed it, but not Lily. She felt it through the leash, all the way to her bones. And after that, little things started to shift. Scout got left out in the rain. Lily's bed got moved so she'd bump into things. Richard snapped at her for things she hadn't done, his voice turning sharp as glass the moment the front door closed. Worst night? He snatched her cane, hissed in her ear, "No one's ever going to believe a blind little girl. That kind of cruelty doesn't leave bruises you can see, but it sinks in all the same." Still, Lily kept quiet. Maybe she was scared. Maybe she didn't want Scout to get in trouble. But when Richard tried to have Scout taken away, claimed the dog bit him, said Lily was out of control, that was the last straw. Scout ended up in a shelter, Lily in a foster center, heartbroken. Seemed like Richard's perfect life would skate right on by. Except life, thank God, likes its plot twists. The neighbor, Mrs. Aldridge, who'd seen more in her 80 years than most folks ever will, told police she heard shouting, a crash, a little girl crying, none of that fit Richard's model guardian act. Next thing you know, the case gets reopened, and Lily gets called to testify. So picture Thesa courtroom packed to the rafters, the air all tight with nerves and that fake courthouse smell, everyone waiting to see if this tiny girl with the trembling hand could stand up and speak her truth. "Tell us what happened the night your dog was taken," the attorney asked. Lily's words, soft as moth wings but twice as tough, filled the room. "My uncle said Scout bit him, but Scout didn't. He was barking because Uncle Richard was hurting me." The crowd buzzed. Richard's lawyer jumped in objection, speculation, all the legal noise. But Lily didn't back down. "He locked Scout outside. He yelled at me. He pulled my cane and pushed me. He said no one would believe me because I can't see." That silence, the kind you hear in your bones, settled over the room. You could tell, right then, the tide was starting to turn. Now here's where you get that movie magic moment, the one nobody saw coming. Just as Richard's lawyer was about to dismiss everything as a blind kid's fantasy, the courtroom doors swung open. And there was Scout, somehow back from the shelter, let in by a volunteer thanks to Lily's foster mom, Teresa, fighting tooth and nail that morning to get him released for the hearing. Lily dropped her cane, arms outstretched, face lighting up with a joy so pure you could feel it ripple through the benches. Scout trotted up, gentle as always, and licked the tears off her cheeks. But Scout wasn't done. He turned from Lily, walked slow and sure across the polished floor, and sat right in front of Richard. Gave that same low, warning growl. And then, like a scene out of Detective, nosed Richard's jacket pocket, barking until a bailiff came over. Out came a bottle of pills, not even prescribed to Richard. Turns out they were sedatives. Suddenly, everything Lily said, her bruises, the late-night cries, Scout's constant barking started lining up in everyone's minds. 3 weeks later, Richard got convicted child endangerment, illegal possession, the whole ugly mess. Lily got to stay with Teresa for good. Scout became the hero of the town. Folks sent cards and dog treats from all over the country. News trucks rolled in. Blind girl's dog reveals the truth. But for Lily, all that really mattered was Scout curling up at her feet again at night. Life slowly pieced itself back together. Lily learned piano, made friends at school, Scout right by her side through every step. People would ask her, "How do you know Scout would protect you?" And she'd just smile, all soft. "He never left me. Not once, not even when everyone else did." Years later, Lily stood in courtrooms herself, not as a victim, but an advocate, her hand holding a photo of Scout, the old golden retriever who saw what others missed and loved her through it all. She'd tell people, "Don't ever let anyone make you afraid of the truth. Sometimes the only one who sees it is the one everyone else overlooks." So what do you think? Do animals really know more than we give them credit for? Would you have believed Lily if you'd been sitting in that courtroom? Drop a red heart for Scout if this story hit you like it hit me. And let's talk about what justice even means, because sometimes the real heroes have 4 legs and fur, and sometimes justice is just a little girl brave enough to tell the truth, no matter who tries to silence her. Be sure to subscribe, share your thoughts about right, wrong, and all the messy spaces in between, and remember, kindness, just like courage, always finds a way.